Good morning. My name is Ralf Friedrichs. I am an author, an addiction recovery coach, a life coach, and the host of this show, the Take Your Life Back Today radio show. You can see a video version of this if you go to YouTube under channel Take Your Life Back Today show, or just Google my name, Ralf Friedrichs. That's Ralf Friedrichs. How about today, learning how to handle stress with God's help? Our primary goal in handling life's pressure is to learn how to depend upon God and pleasing Him, not simply get rid of stresses. Sorry about my ducks in the background. The economy, unemployment, terrorism, politics, finances, moral decline, major sickness, and prodigal child, an unhealthy marriage. For most of us, contemplating any one of these pressures will knot our stomachs. We become very uneasy and tense. Our soul ceases to be quiet like the still waters, but instead becomes defiantly noisy like a wailing infant. In other words, we are stressed. Our culture consistently uses the term stress to describe the mental or emotional tensions we experience because of life's hardships. The more precise biblical terms that capture the essence of society's concept of stress include anxiety, fear, anger, despair, and guilt. When we begin to understand stress from this biblical perspective, its resolution becomes apparent. Stress is not identical with the pressures of life, nor are the pressures of life the cause of stress. Stress is the mental and emotional tension that is generated from our unbiblical responses to pressure. Stress is the mental and emotional tension that is generated from our unbiblical responses to pressure. Can you imagine Paul and Silas unfairly beating and tossed into Philippi jail without a fair hearing, singing praises at midnight? Had they experienced extreme pressure? Yes. They were stressed. Apparently not. Their stress-free handling of the pressure led to the salvation of their jailer. Later, writing to the Philippians from a different jail, Paul would remind them about rejoicing always and the peace that suppresses understanding in Philippians 4:4-9. Paul seemingly embodied the mature believer described in Isaiah 26:3. You will keep him perfect in peace, whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts in you. The mindsets portrayed in these two passages are the signs of stress. Stress-free living begins with trusting in God in the midst of all pressures. But why do we face pressure in life? Genesis 3 gives the answer. After Adam fell, God cursed the ground from which Adam had been taken and over which Adam was to have dominion. Adam's dominion became filled with hardship and pressure. Why? In addition to appropriate consequences of his rebellion, God intended the hardness of the life to drive mankind back to dependency upon himself. So our primary goal in handling life's pressure is to learn how to depend upon God and pleasing Him, not simply to get rid of stresses. As we learn to depend on God, our soul will be quietly peaceful like a weaned child resting against his mother in Psalms 131:2. Another benefit is that unbelievers will marvel at God's peace in the believer's life, which surpasses their understanding, and they may ask to learn more. Friends, call me at 844-405-HELP, and we can learn from each other. Together, you and I, we can help each other take our lives back. Be good to yourselves and always be good to each other. Remember, a simple smile to anyone can change their day, change their life, and make a difference in your life. Stresses can be signs of God needing you to get in touch with Him right now. Ask God for guidance and direction, and your stresses will be worked with.